My name is Seth. I have dealt with dental issues since I was a child. I was missing a tooth. I had a small tooth on the other side that needed to have some attention, and I had braces for over 10 years, which is abnormally long. I also had to have a jaw surgery and other procedures, and I just didn't feel like I had a lot of confidence in the medical teams I was working with throughout that time. And so I was frustrated how slow things were moving, but I am glad that it took as long as it did, because I'm so glad I found Dr. Tabib and Dr. Mello. I feel as soon as I had the initial consultation, I felt a lot of optimism that these were the people I'd be able to work with to sort of finish and restore all of the finish and restore the teeth I needed to have restored, and just complete the process of getting my smile to be how I wanted it to be. It was tough because, I would joke that I had braces when I learned to ride my bike. I had braces when I went to prom, had braces when I graduated high school, and I told myself, I was like, I am not going to have braces. I have to get these off. I have to do something. And that's when I started trying to find dentists and an orthodontist and everybody in North Carolina, and I had gone to other states, and ended up moving to New York and found them. And it was hard, because I think it's a privilege to have braces in the first place, but I feel like a lot of my friends had them at like a very specific time, and then my time just kept going on and on and on. And it felt almost like, I was trapped in a way, because it was like literally, like I just felt like at times I would just like have an outburst of emotions, like I still have these braces on my teeth after all this time, like something has got to change. So I had gotten my braces off before I met Dr. Tabib and Dr. Mello, about a month before I had the consultation with them, right before I moved to New York. So it was kind of like a perfect timing for me to have a fresh start and have that part behind me, and made things a lot easier working with them to have that part done as well. So the orthodontist I started going to as a child just kept saying, oh, you need to keep wearing rubber bands, you need to keep doing these things, and eventually we'll take them off. And I would do those things, and I we never even talked about a date to get them off. And so I had found another team in Charlotte, and there they said, look, the braces you have are so old we can't even work with them anymore, and so we have to get there's new technology, new system. So I had those taken off one day, and on the same day had a new set put on. And I wore those for like a year and a half, and that was preparing me. I had to have those on when I had jaw surgery, and so it prepared me for that. And then the day finally came when I got them off. When I knew I was moving to New York, I knew I'd have a lot of options for dentist, and so I did a lot of research online, and I looked at websites and read reviews and checked Instagram pages and all of the things, and I had narrowed it down to 3 dentists. And what I had consultations with all 3, and I felt like my best consultation was with Dr. Tabib. And I think I ultimately decided to have a visit with him, knowing that Dr. Mello was also there, and there were some things I needed that she could help with. And so I liked the team approach that Dr. Tabib and Dr. Mello bring to each patient, and knowing that they have different expertises but could bring both of their knowledge and experience and wisdom to my case. And I don't know if I should say this with the camera, but there's not a lot of I don't want to speak ill of any other dentist, but I think that there are a lot of dentists where it feels so much like a business or it's all about money. And I felt like with Dr. Tabib and Dr. Mello, I could trust that they were really concerned about my overall health and well-being and wanted and recommended they created a plan that would be best for me and for my health, and that also would achieve the aesthetic look that I was also going after. I had the initial consultation with Dr. Tabib in the summer, and about a month later had my first appointment, and immediately they came up with a plan. Throughout the whole process, it took about exactly a year and a half to finish that, which was restoring an implant. I had a crown lengthening procedure because I was having a lot of inflammation in my gums and a lot of sensitivity, and so I had to have that procedure. And really, I had gone to so many dentists, orthodontists, periodontists, oral surgeons, you name it, and no one had ever told me that I needed to have that procedure done, because they would sell me these little kits of things you do at home, and I'd have to go every 3 months to have these treatments to try to treat my gums. And Dr. Mello told me, look, you can keep doing that. That's just a Band-Aid. That's not going to actually get at the root of the problem here. And ever since I had that procedure almost a year ago now, I've had no sensitivity in my gums. I've had no inflammation. The bacterial pockets that were created because of having too much gum tissue went away. And I think especially after I had that procedure, I really felt like, okay, I can finish this whole thing with these doctors, because I think, again, they have this holistic approach that is really about, yes, the aesthetics of my teeth, but also the health of my whole system in my mouth. And I think that even toward the end, I was getting a little impatient, where I was like, okay, let's just get this finished, And they both kept telling me, Dr. Tube, Dr. Mello both kept telling me, it's up to you, obviously, but you have come through so much. It's taken such a long time. And why not just let's finish this, the right way. And I'm so glad I did. I really can't say enough about that. So yeah, but it was just such relief. My last appointment with them, it was like a really emotional experience. I hugged everyone. Everyone in the office is so warm and genuine. It feels like a little family that they have going on in there. And so I always look forward to my appointments at the office. And so literally every person hugged me as I was leaving, and I just had little tears in my eyes, because it was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe after all these years this is finally over. And I was so happy with how it all turned out. In a way, it feels cliche, but I feel like a whole new person. I feel like I'm so much more confident in myself. I don't feel like I had braces for all these years, so I can't. I didn't even tell y'all about I had a tooth that had to, there temporarily while I was waiting for the implant to get restored. I had a tooth that had to come out. So it was like in a little mouth guard, and it would be on the roof of my mouth. And so I'd have to take it out to eat. So I would be like, if I didn't know someone really well, I would be like a little nervous or self-conscious. And I think I had to just kind of eventually get over it, because I'm actually not really one to care too much about what other people think. But, it is definitely part of it, being a human. You are wondering why, wondering what people are thinking about this or that, or I don't know. So, yeah, I just feel since I've had all this done, I feel more confident in myself. I feel like a huge burden has been lifted off my life, literally years in the making, and just feel lighter. I feel like a lighter person. My family and friends almost immediately recognized how my smile brought out the fullest version of myself. I remember when my best friend first saw me after everything was finished, and she was just jumping up and down, so excited, and was so so happy for me, and could tell how it made me feel more confident in myself. I think she saw, yes, I had a new smile, but the new smile also brought out this version of myself that maybe was a little suppressed from all of the sort of dental anxiety I'd had for so much time. I feel like this whole process, my whole time with Dr. Tabib and Dr. Mello and the whole team at the office, I think all have just been so significant in me continuing that journey of becoming my truest and most full self.